Lesson number 3 is going to cover how to stand from the sitting guard position, posture from the standing closed guard position, some grip situations, and how to counter some of the sweeps that he's going to try on you when you're in the standing position. So starting first here, I'm in Alex's closed guard. From this position, I've played lesson 2. So lesson 2 teaches you to fold both grips together here, grab, and now once I've secured a sleeve, I stand. Don't stand if you only have one of these two. For example, let's say I'm grabbing the belt in here. Don't stand. You're going to get holeta sweeped if you stand with the belt right here. Right here. This gives you good control to stand. Now, once I've secured this sleeve here, I'm going to first get up onto my toes. So before in the lesson, I taught you to sit back on your legs like this. So butt low and connected right there. But when you're ready to stand, you're going to need to ever so briefly get up a little bit just before you try and pass. Now, if you're good, if you feel comfortable, you can try it directly from this position. This is a little bit more solid, but I go to this position right before I stand some of the time. Now, here I'm up on my toes just for purposes. And I'm not up on my toes, it's like the back of my toes. This part's on the ground. It's not like I'm like a track star starting to run a race. So my toes are down. You see my calluses there if you look closely. Right there. So here I'm ready to stand. I've grabbed the sleeve, fed the collar. Now first thing I want to do is lean slightly to my right side. This. And I don't lean catty corner forward. I'm going to get broken down from that position. So I lean slightly to the side to make this light enough to swing up, like this. And once this leg is posted up, I come back to center. So I do a slight circular motion, like a half circle, right here. This position. Now, once I've achieved this, I'm just gonna stand. And now something very important just happened as I stood. Going back a step. You'll notice that Alex's head was pretty far away from me when I'm in this position. His head's pretty far away. I'm still broken down. I haven't fully postured yet. What I'm going to do is with my back, I'm going to pick him forward like this. So that causes his neck to be stacked. He's like in this position. And that makes it very hard for him to try and climb up on you. Good control from this position. Now let's talk about posture. I'll give you a side view. I'm all the way up. This might be uncomfortable for some people at first. I'm going to put my hips forward, I'm going to lean backwards slightly, and always be driving up. I'm like a very tall tree. It's going to be hard for him to climb. In this position, there's a couple of things that your opponent might try and do. The main one is he's going to try and underhook your leg like this. Let's switch back to center here. And when he underhooks the leg, he's hoping to flare out my knee like this, hit me with his hips, and make me fall over. And it's a very effective sweep. But with this simple counter, it's gonna really help your chances of not getting swept with this. So I stand here, pull him forward, you see? Now this position. One of the few things he'll try, because he feels like he can't climb up you, is this sweep. And like I said, it's dependent on flaring out your leg like this. That's why he rotates the hips into you. Check out lesson 11 if you need a review on the sweep. We'll swing back a little bit. So, my counter is very simple. I'm just going to turn my foot slightly inwards, like this. This makes it very difficult for him to try and sweep. Go ahead and sweep. Go ahead, for real. It makes it very difficult with my foot there. And don't move your foot, you just rotate it slightly like this. And I'm going to keep the control of his arm, preventing him from coming too far over to the side there. Now, let's deal with some gripping situations. What your opponent may try and do is try and get a cross grip. Some instructors actually teach you to transfer the grip once you stand into this position. I don't like that. So a cross grip here, what I'm going to do is the same grip strip that I showed in the previous lesson. Grab his sleeve, pull, and push down. Now you have the sleeve that you wanted, the same side sleeve. Okay? Now here's a little drill. You don't need to close your guard out. It's kind of hard to hold that for an extended period of time. So from here, I'm going to strip. He's going to cross grip again. Strip, cross grip again. Go ahead. Strip, cross grip again. Practice this drill with an opponent. Strip, cross grip, and strip. Practice that drill. Now, The last situation with the grips is one of the coolest ones. So I'm going to stand here, and as I stand, he's going to grab my collar with this hand. Go ahead and grab my collar up here, my collar. Good, and he's going to come up with me like this position. Now, a lot of the times, like I showed in my lesson, disrupting the standing passers game, he's going to try and circle this arm, and he's going to strip this grip and then hit me with something. Okay, go ahead and do it. Circle this grip. As he breaks the grip, I'm going to grip switch like this. As he tries to strip this one, I grip switch. As he tries this one, I grip strip, or I switch my grips. That's a really important drill. You don't need to do it necessarily from standing. You can practice it from the sitting position, just so for the sake of your back and for the sake of his legs. Go ahead and try it just from the sitting position here. You circle your arm, and I switch. Circle the arm, and I switch. You always need to have a grip. Here's a cool drill to combine the two drills that I showed. He's going to cross grip, pretend like we're standing here. I strip, cross grip, strip. Do one more series. Cross grip, strip, cross grip, strip. Now we're going to go back to the other one. He circles, circle. I switch, circle. You switch, circle, you switch. So you always need to have a grip. And you can change that grip too. Some people get so focused on only having this grip or only having this grip that they're limiting themselves. So don't limit yourself as to which grip to grab. Now, the last situation before we actually open the guard is sometimes when I'm playing this position, he strips my grip, go ahead and circle, and I'm without grips. This is an emergency. I need to get my emergency grip here. I'm going to reach down and grab whatever I can, his belt or whatever. From this position, it can potentially be very bad for you because he has both of his hands down there to try and sweep you. Keep your hips up and in and very tall. Now, I'm just going to reach behind and grab behind his ankles and open his guard. See, the thing is, it's bad for you, but it also is an opportunity for you to open his guard because what he was relying on for the triangle is no longer there. There isn't a chance in heck he's going to be able to triangle you when he's all the way down there with no grips and you're up here just fishing under his legs. So just fish under and open. And that's the first instance of when we're going to open the guard. Here's the second one. The second one is probably the one you'll use more often. I'm going to stand here, lean to the side, come up here, I pull him in towards me, and I'm here. Immediately I'm going to move to push on his knee. Now, even though I showed you a bunch of cool drills on the grips and everything, when possible, you just go and push the knee. Here's how I do it. I lean slightly to the side, lock out my arms. See how my arm's completely locked out? And I fold down with my weight. This is so much more efficient than having a bend in my arm and just trying to push with my muscles. Because here I'm using my body weight as an advantage to me. So once again, lock your guard. Right here, I posture up high, hips forward, lock out my arm, and push down. And I'm ready to pass the guard position, the open guard position. So these are a few good tips as far as your base, how to stand, some grip situations, and how to finally open the guard. Hope you put it to good use.
Here we get a good demonstration of the grip switch and the cross grip strip. Pay attention to Hodger's left arm. As that grip is being stripped, Hodger with his right arm is going to grab his opponent's left sleeve. There. His opponent will then try and strip that grip. As he does, Hodger with his left arm will grab his opponent's right arm. There. As his opponent finishes the grip strip, Hodger's already set up the next grip. His opponent manages to strip that grip, and Hodger will need to do the emergency grip grab here. His opponent cross grips, and he will do the cross grip strip there. His opponent's neck is pretty well folded in, so he reaches back without threat of the triangle, opens the guard, and immediately moves to pass the guard off the guard open. Here we have Hodger versus Humla, and this is a masterclass on how to stand from the closed guard. Hodger will work to pin Humla's arm, lean to the right, and as he steps his second leg up, he's briefly going to come eye to eye. Here he's going to lean to the right, briefly eye to eye there, and he stands all the way up in super posture. And the eye to eye phase is something that I didn't properly emphasize in my instructional, but it's very important in being able to drag your opponent south or to pick him up slightly.